flying around or anything like that. And what the kids started to do was to test bubbles. They wanted to know how would bubbles react in a zero gravity environment comparative to how it responds on Earth. So what also was cool about this activity, I don't know if you can see right here, it says 0 right there in the background. We were floating. The plane that we're flying on, I thought I was going to be sick. Because the plane actually does parabolas like this in the air to simulate the microgravity. So I'm thinking about a roller coaster, right? Like, okay, I'm going to be sick for an hour on this plane. But actually the ride is so smooth, you don't even realize that you take off. From what I was told, how engineers manufacture roller coasters, they manufacture it on purpose to get that drop, but you don't feel that drop in the plane, which was good. So, but as you go up, you experience like extreme gravity, 2G, and then as you're like right at the top of the parabola, that's when you start to get weightless and you feel that 0G, and then when you come back down again, it's like extreme gravity, and you're like holding on to the padded area in here. NASA also had another activity. Have you heard of the Let's Move campaign by Michelle Obama? Yeah. Just trying to get kids active. Well, NASA has something similar where they have astronaut-based activities that students can do to get active and to kind of show what astronauts have to do to prepare their bodies to go in outer space, because it's a completely different environment. So they do have to train. So that was another activity that we did with the school. So just a couple of things. So any other questions for me before we get started? No? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to do this? Yeah. Y'all ready to get hands-on? Okay, great. So for this particular course, and I know some people may, I took some science and math back in high school, a little bit in college, but I'm not sure. As long as you have some basic knowledge of mathematics and science, you'll do fine. So that, just want to put that in your mind. So I think we're on the same page. The course goals will be to identify the contents of the LEGO Robotics kits. I have kits over here for you all. And they have tiny, 1 million pieces in there, so we'll talk through what some of the names of those pieces are. I won't quiz you on all the pieces, but just so you have some familiarity with that. Understand the prevalence and importance of robotics in 21st century, as well as to become more aware of how robotics and programming integrate STEM concepts and really foster critical thinking for students. That's really what we want. School is really supposed to be about how to show children to prepare for adulthood. And if you think about life skills, that's the same thing as critical skills. How can you problem solve? How can you draw a conclusion? How can you maybe predict? How can you filter information and pick out what's most important? So those are critical thinking skills, and robotics will definitely foster that. Alrighty, so moving on. First off, what is robotics? Can anybody tell me a definition of robotics? What do you think robotics is?
Machines built to perform a task.
Okay. Anybody else? I love it.
Computer telling the machine what to do.
Computer tell? Okay. All right. Computers, machines. Anybody else? Have you seen a robot anywhere? Maybe on TV, maybe in real life.
Vending machine.
Yeah. So based on that, any other definition can you come up with? Artificial simulations. New words. Okay, to simulate human responsibility. Oh, okay, interesting. You were about to say artificial.
What she said.
What she said? Ditto. Okay. You were about to say something else?
I was saying kinetics, but it's kinetics through machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain to everybody else what kinetics means, just to break it down?
Basically,
Don't leave
kinetics,
anybody
the
behind.
movement of things, the way things are moved or not moved.
Okay. Okay, so we have some pretty decent definitions. I'm going to provide you with a simple one in a second. Little quiz for you. Which one's not a robot?
The one in the middle.
Which one in the middle?
Up there.
Top row, bottom row?
Top row.
Top row?
Yeah.
Those are not robots?
No.
Okay, why not?
They're toys.
Because they're not going to move. They don't move.
Okay. Because they don't, so movement may be a part of your definition for a
Right,
robot?
otherwise it's a statue. It's a
I think it does.
metallic statue.
Okay, okay, all right, anything else? So her movement might need to be part of the definition.
It could be a wind-up toy. That's
Okay, I heard
right there.
toy,
I'm going to change my answer
Oh,
and say that it's a trick question. All of them are robots.
What are you talking about? Why would you say that?
I'm still trying to figure out what cup the water is in.
Okay. Okay, so actually all these items are examples of robots. Okay, so you guys remember this from TV, right?
Yeah. R2D2.
Okay, so one of the maybe more antique type of primitive robots. Can toys be robots?
Yes.
Yeah, toys can be robots. How about these over here?
Yeah, build cars and machines.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what that is?
Yes.
You're going to become very familiar with it today.
Baby stroller.
All right.
It's
It's not,
I
but
think it's a robot, like you put a command in that rectangle.
these are the robots we'll be working with today. These are made from Lego. These are Lego robots called NXT. This is what we'll be working with today, and this is what most schools use as well. Lego has a competition called First Lego League, and actually, it's actually a worldwide competition. They have a Georgia version. It's called First Lego League, and they have different levels. They have a junior level, they have a intermediate level, they have a high school, I think they have a college level, and they all do world competitions. So it's a big deal. So it's a big deal that you also expose the children that you will be serving to this as well, because if not, they're going to be behind. They're going to be behind. So this is what we'll be using today. This is a robot as well. It has some parts in there, whatever. It simulates, looks like a dragonfly or a damselfly. And this is a fish robot, and actually, it looks kind of real. I'll put that picture in it and kind of trick you a little bit. But what this robot is programmed to do is actually to detect pollution in oceans, which is pretty cool. So these are all examples of robots. So that was a trick question. All right, so what is robotics? The branch of technology that deals with the design, construction, operation, and application of robots. Now, what is a robot? A robot is a mechanical device that is capable of performing a variety of tasks, bing, 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 on command or according to instructions programmed in advance. So it was kind of a combination of everybody's answer. So it can either be programmed in advance or it can be on demand, so to speak. Okay, any questions with that so far? Okay, show you a brief video. Everybody here?
Nearly all the robots that have been developed so far are tools that are adjuncts to existing human faculties. There's been a co-evolution between humans and their tools dating back to when our first ancestor, Homo habilis, picked up a rock 2.5 million years ago. So robotic research is fascinating as a laboratory for exploring what remarkable creatures we human beings are.
Certainly as a kid, I was always fascinated by robots. Robots and technology in general are an inevitable part of our culture.
The public's perceptions of robots are shaped by entertainment and is filtered through motion pictures. Robots are portrayed as bad guys oftentimes because the unknown equals fear equals drama.
The classical fear with regard to robots in science fiction movies is that they're going to become smarter than us, and therefore they will dominate us, control us, we'll become their slaves.
The villain in science comes from the fact that they may replace us. It's like they're impersonating us, right? It's a crime to impersonate us.
I think a lot of people watch too much television. There's a lot of things you can dream up in a sci-fi movie, but when it gets down to reality, it's a much more difficult task to make that kind of technology come to life.
I think robots have such a bad rap. I love science fiction, but if I get one more shot of the Terminator, I think I'm going to scream. Rescue robots are saving lives. You're talking about much smaller robots that can come and rescue you after a disaster. Highly mobile, highly agile, very self-contained, and semi-autonomous.
You use a lot of robotics in our daily life. A lot of people don't know that. They all think robots that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie. That's not what it is. Heart surgery is very precise surgery, and robotic is just a phenomenal advance. You sit in a console where your movement is translated through the computer to these tiny instruments, and it's very, very precise. this is the least invasive type of surgery. So now the patient can go home in about 2 or 3 days.
Some people obviously have some preconceptions about robots, maybe from what they've seen in movies and whatnot, but I think over time, as people become more familiar with the technology in all areas of their life, they're going to come to better understand what benefits this type of technology could provide people.
I think the world's a better place with robots.
Just a short video. Any thoughts, any reflections, any new revelation from the video?
I don't think robots are bad. I think people can use robots for bad things. That's where the fear comes from.
Good point, good point. Anybody else? Any reflections?
I think the way the robots have come a long way as far as medical health and assistance, medical is a great thing because not a lot of people trust people anymore with their lives. But they think that they have the notion, since it's like this little data board that gives you a wealth of knowledge, and a robot, they would prefer a robot to do it, who does it a lot faster. So in order to get back to our very demanding lives, it helps them. So they feel a little comfortable.
And I want to add to that point because I think you made a point earlier about robots taking the place of humans. And that is the reason why some robots have been built, to be able to do things that humans either can't do, like for example, go out in space. I mean, well, humans can go out in space, but maybe it will just travel closer to the sun or land on Mars, different things like that. Like physically,
It's a lot less.
yeah, that our bodies are not capable of doing that yet. So robots have been built to be able to do things that we aren't able to do, and also to take away some labor-intensive things, you know, from humans as well. I saw some hands.
Robots are, you know, they're still subject to what human beings think and want, because it has to be given command,
Right.
pre-programmed.
Right.
But you know, just watching that made me think about like the advances that we may get to in curing, you know, disabilities. But also made me think about Power Rangers, the Megazord.
Yes.
Best robot ever.
Really? That's the best one ever?
That's the best robot ever.
Okay.
Megazord was.
All right. Speaking of which, there's a sheet of paper that's on your desk. It's small. I'm gonna time you for 2 minutes with your partner. Go ahead and come up with some super robot ego name that that's going to represent you and your teammate. Or if you're working solo, then come up with your own solo robot. I'm going to time you 2 minutes only. Now we don't have a lot of time. 2 minutes only. What's your robot super ego name or persona? If you want to draw a picture, there's a piece of paper there with a mark. If not, just come up with a name. 2 minutes. Should be easy for you, right?
Making everybody aware.
2 minutes.
Yes, that represents like change.
Ultimate force.
You don't have to draw. You don't have to draw. Giving you an option to express yourself. That's all. You guys are doing well, all right. I have my name already up.
I like that. I like that. For everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a couple more seconds to figure it out. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Are you guys ladies working together?
Yes.
Okay. 15 seconds. Make it a good one. Best robot.
Yes, they wanted more.
All right, real quickly, who wants to start first?
Okay, we'll go first.
Okay, thank you, ladies. All right, what is your super ego robot name?
Ultimate force.
Ooh, I love it. Ultimate force. Go ahead and write that down on your budget paper. All right, over here.
On the blank on this one?
Yes, please. You gotta say that with some confidence, though. Try it again.
Femstar.
Femstar. All right, excellent. How about over here?
what I had came on.
Okay. All right.
Was ultimate ladybot.
Oh, the ultimate ladybug. How about over here? Andromeda. Okay, don't forget to write it on your white sheet of paper. Gentlemen?
Futuristic.
Futuristic, and that's it. Okay. Futuristic. All right, over here.
Apollo strike.
Apollo Strike. Who idea was that? Who idea was that? Okay. All right, over here.
Thank you.
The Playmaker. Excuse me. And mine is Bot Boss. Okay, so that's my super ego robot name, Bot Boss. We have Playmaker, Apollo Strike, Futuristic, Ultimate Force, Femstar, Ultimate Ladybot, and Andromeda. Okay, all right. Lock that in your mind, and how you're going to personify that when we do our activity in a few. Okay. Any questions so far? There were 2 people who wanted to make a comment from the video. Did you want to share anything else out, or you good?
No, I'll talk next time.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Also, let me get you guys. I want to take some pictures while you are in here, and maybe use them for my website. So if you wouldn't mind, I have a media release for everybody.
Doctor, Miss?
Yes.
Is it Miss or Doctor?
Yes.
What's the name again? I apologize.
Kareem.
Miss
Like
Kareem.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Gotcha.
Or Bot Boss.
Miss Bot.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Bot, that's just like my nickname.
Okay.
Listen, Miss Bot.
Yes.
What's the name of this video?
It's called Living with Robots. It's from Honda.
It's my dad's
Who else do you want?
We do.
I'll just sign on the same paper. It's fine. Thank you very much.
Now it's still in trouble.
Okay. Now the movie's actually way longer.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes long, and they go into Honda and what they haven't been for the future. But I just wanted to show you that basic. Well, all right. Right here. You know, I should have worn my shirt instead of top nerdy today. I was going to wear that. I don't know. All right. So let's refocus on. And once you're finished, if you could just pass it around to the side and then I'll collect it. Thank you so much. All right, so why teach robotics? Why teach robotics to kids? I kind of touched on it a little bit. Anybody want to join in and add some reasons why you think it would be of value to teach robotics? Yes.
So and just the movies and sci-fi is what they actually see is what robotics.
Right, to break some of those misconceptions about robots in real life. Very good.
To prepare them for what may be more active in their future versus what we see, maybe way more.
Excellent, excellent. So for what they call career college readiness. Yes. Anybody else? Yes.
Technology is becoming even more and more part of our lives, so it would be a perfect field for people to get into.
Absolutely, and they pay pretty well. I wish somebody had told me. Okay. You know, yes.
To stimulate their curiosity and their ability to see what can become of the knowledge they have already.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So to that point, a couple points. One, to increase students' 21st century skills and technological literacy. So that's what I heard. Deepen students' understanding of math, science, and engineering concepts by applying and witnessing them in real-world settings. So I heard that as well. It also inspires problem solving and collaboration. Because if you think about the STEM field jobs, most of the time, scientists, engineers, they work in groups. Yeah. I mean, traditionally we think of, somebody in a white coat, in a lab, sometimes, but for the most part, they work in groups. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn how to work with other people. So it fosters that. And also, it's very hands-on. School, traditionally, worksheets, you work out of books, but robotics is very hands-on. So especially for I'm not going to say boys and girls, but for certain learning styles, it'll be very engaging for those students, as well as develop critical thinking skills and exposure to research, design, experimentation, evaluation, and communicating ideas. And really, these are life skills. It sounds really science-based, but those are life. That's your brick. Yep. Yep. So they come in different colors, different sizes, but that's your standard brick. All right. Somebody hold up a gear. Okay, that's a little bit more self-explanatory. And again, they come in different sizes, different dimensions, different colors. Okay. Hold up an axle. Hold up an axle. Okay, exactly. And so just imagine kids using this, how you have to contain that situation sometimes. All right. Axle. All right. Okay. Excellent. How about a bushing? Small round. It's actually where the axle goes inside. Bushing. Yep. Bushing. So that's an axle. Where's the bushing? Yep. Yep. There you go. Bushing. Yep. On it. Perfect. Yep. All right. And then one more. How about a plate? You already had it. Look at it. Right there. Keep going. Okay, plate. All right. And again, they come in different sizes.
We have one. I don't know where the other one is.
So this is what a neat kit looks like. There's also a level 2. If you lift up the orange level, the orange tray, there's another secret compartment. And it actually has more of your basic components. So down at the bottom, you actually have some sensors, you have some tires, you have some motors, you have some wire equipment. Wow. Excited. Look at it. What is that for? Some of those are used for some advanced pieces, but I just wanted to get you introduced with some of the lingo, with some of those basic pieces. And the whole list actually has the name for all the other ones. Like I said, it's kind of advanced, but I just wanted to at least give you the Lego vocabulary for some of those basic parts. All right? All right, understanding the parts. Now, if I could have everybody, you know what? So, can I have everyone look up here really quickly, and then I'll actually hand you your robot. They also call this a brick block as well. So this is really the main piece, the motor or the computer component of the robots that you all will be working with today. And if you look here to the screen, it tells you exactly what it's able to do. So at the top, you'll see, what do you see at the top? If that works.
Output ports.
Okay, so you see output ports, but you also see what?
USB. Oh, letters.
You see letters, you see A, B, C. So those are this is where your motors will go. Can anybody pull out your motor from your kit? Here's your motor. Where's your motor? Where's your motor? Yes. There you go. Okay. Yep. And if you look at your motor, you notice that it looks like a little telephone plug in there. So this is where you're connected to your brick. And I actually took your brick out and I'm charging it for you so that it actually works. And then you also have your wire pieces in here that you would use to connect your motor to one of your output ports at the top. Okay. So those are your motors. Now this USB port right here is actually where you would connect your yes, to the computer. Yes. So what we're going to do today is we talked about the basics of robotics, what robotics is, why you should incorporate it into the classroom, and then the 2 components that we'll work on today is how to build a basic bot. There's tons of different ways you can build this robot, but we're going to talk about how to build a basic bot. So we'll be doing some construction, some building with the robots, but also some programming. So when we do the programming, you'll use that USB port to connect to your computer and then download whatever program that you come up with for your robot. Okay? Let me do a time check. I like to talk sometimes. Okay. So once you get your robot, the orange button is where you will turn on your device. The 2 arrows are where you select or toggle through your menu choices. If you want to go back at any time, it's the button below the orange box. We're not going to use sensors. That's kind of an advanced lesson, but they would go at the bottom where it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Depending on what there's light sensors, they have sound sensors. It's all in your kit. This indicator tells you what your battery strength is. This tells you what's the name of your robot if you give it one, if you program it to have one. And then there's some basic icons that will come up when you get your robot. So let's go ahead and let me get you your robots. And then what I want you guys to do, you ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to say stop saying guys, because there's ladies in here. For you all to do, when you pull up the orange tray, there's some sheets in the bottom that says Express Bot Build, or Express Bot. The cool thing that I like about Lego Logo, and Google is going to be your friend, because if you're at a school who has a robotics program, you can simply type on Google for different types of bots, or go to the Lego website, and they'll have pictures like this, visual aids to help you build your robot. So I'm going to give you your robot, and I'm going to give you guys about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes, to go ahead and build a basic bot so we can do our first programming activity. Okay. So, well, I have your bots. With my
basic bot.
Thanks, right here. Here's your brick.
I know.
There you go. Really? Okay. Okay, so with your visual instructions, teamwork, let's go ahead and knock it out. I want you to build a basic bot using the visual images and the parts that you have in your kits. Okay?
Yeah. I don't know the name.
One motor.
See how much we can get done in 5 minutes, and if we need more time, then we'll get some more time.
So first, let's think for it.
Short one.
I'm not sure.
And if anybody needs any assistance at any point, let me know. You have your partner, so.
One big one. Yeah, one more.
Oh, switch that here. Don't smile for the camera, girl. Don't smile for the
Alright, so we're connected. I'll do the little one.
Okay.
I can see the one I have right now.
Okay.
What's your number?
770.
And I also sent some back there.
Yeah. 374
That's fine.
Oh, man, I think I
Put that in there.
You from Chicago?
Uh huh.
You from Chicago? 773.
Oh yeah, that's 773 number.
You know what? My phone is
Yeah, that's what I was
You gonna say it's about to die?
Yeah. Can you send it to my email?
Yeah, I can send it to your email as well.
Okay.
Maybe that'd be easier.
It's my phone. I already know it's my phone.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because I'm not able
I tried to send a picture yesterday. It's still loading.
Oh, really?
This is my phone. I need to erase some stuff.
Yeah.
Right here.
So what's your email?
BEJ
EJ.
ANAE
N-A-E.
dot Kareem KAREEM at gmail.com. Thank you. Hair's feeling good from the door.
I don't know why,
These two,
but it falls out. So I'm just gonna lay it right there. It looks like a picture.
How's it coming so far, everyone?
They're supposed to be looking, right?
Make sure you pay attention to the slots. Yeah, that looks like it. So there's one empty one on the
I
floor.
couldn't tell if this was the right one for that. The colors short and pop out.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely count the rows because that will throw your whole.
So it doesn't matter if I use hand one or doing the same thing.
If they look exactly the same, then no.
And it's supposed to be loose, not.
It should be somewhat secure. It should be secure.
Great.
They don't fall out. I'm trying to find another
It looks like it.
one of these that's short.
Oh, so yes,
And it says
looks like it's about the same size.
I found them.
Oh, you found it?
I think I found it.
Okay.
Okay. It didn't make sense that they'd be able to fall out.
But you know what? That's a good deductive reason. Because some people would have kept going on and then the whole. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
a
we
little
go.
trial and error, a little experimentation there.
Okay, so I got one part.
Okay.
And I need.
What's that?
I like how you facilitate this. I like how you facilitate.
No, this legit.
Another one.
So it looks like we need a couple, maybe 5 more minutes.
the blue goes
All right. 5
Oh, so
more.
this is replicated.
right there. Yeah, okay.
Five for the black.
Oh, okay. I think I'll get it.
Oh,
Now I see where
they have like an opening. Is it these pieces right here?
There we go.
All right, we're back in here. And that.
I'm hoping.
Maybe you should.
Do you want to take maybe another page and, in the interest of time, there are multiple pages.
Got you. I get you.
So maybe if one person takes one page and another person works on another page, that might help us facilitate the process a little smoother. Are you on page 2? Oh, see, you smash it. Okay, good. Yes. You need another packet?
Never mind.
You good? Sure, I'm here for you. Okay, all right.
I made the wrong side. I made 2 right.
Everything else in this
Oh, wait a minute.
How's it coming? Yeah, be very mindful of those spaces. You have to count those spaces because if you get it off, your whole construction will be off. So it's a very good lesson for students. For fine motor skills, counting, basic math, trial and error.
Yeah. I always align it to the picture. That way, there's no mistakes. If it looks like the picture.
Let's try 5 more minutes.
Okay. Does that look like it? Did I do the same counting thing, or did I get it right this time? Okay. So I got the counting right this time. Yeah.
High 5. Ultimate playwright.
Rear frame.
As long as you're a mechanic.
Yeah, yeah.
She's working it out. Oh, I like how they're cross-checking. Okay, excellent, excellent idea.
Four black thingies.
Yeah, it's like
Two more long ones.
I was like this one.
And
Like this one. That's what it's
those are
So with that,
I think that's it. Okay, well there's no
Yeah, I think the darker copies is hard to see versus the color copies, but yeah.
Okay, so that's that.
As you guys are working, what are some other ways as you are facilitating this activity with students that you could organize it or help them to organize themselves?
Like give different groups one page. Like one group gets one page, one group gets the other, and then together they put it together.
Okay, that could be a solution. Anybody have any other ideas? We're all focused. Let me let you focus.
Making sure you have all the pieces first.
Yes, yes, you want to make sure that you have all the pieces, absolutely. You.
And then skip one blue. Oh wait, wait, skip one.
Well,
skip one.
It talks to you. It talks to you.
Is that why it wasn't in right?
No, not really.
Okay. Is there a shorter?
I just try to copy it. Actually, turn yours on to see if it's charged with the battery. Our first two groups to complete, to finish. Yeah.
Miss Kareem, is there a way to tell which is which? Is there a
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. This is first.
You're talking about far as the chords, right?
Yeah.
There you go. And I don't know what these look like. I think they look like that. It's not really technically a picture.
Oh, ultimate force. Oh,
We tried.
Okay, here's
Playmaker.
Now we can get the other side.
Right? Playmaker's almost there.
This one's this way. So this one should go on this way. Okay. And then last one.
Star.
I can't find these.
It's the same.
I guess it's a different. We'll find out.
Okay, no, this one's supposed to go.
I think it's only two blue. Yeah. Is the yellow? I'm assuming that's yellow. Is that orange? Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to go inside?
Take some pictures.
Study Wednesday. I don't know, man. So now this piece right here is
This part must go.
Oh, was it again, Tony?
Oh, yeah, because we have it. Wait.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Maybe we should have attached this.
Oh, you have it. Yeah.
Ways that you would arrange this for students. Because you know, as you notice, it could be time intensive, and you can run into some hiccups. So what would be the best way to navigate this or structure this for students?
If it's available, I mean, you can kind of, draw the pieces on the board and say, hey, here's what you gotta be aware of, put some numbers with them, that sort of thing. It's got 13, it's got 5.
You could. You can even give them the sheet that's in there.
Right.
You could do that, yes. So having them to be able to identify the pieces of vocabulary sounds like a helpful thing. What else?
Maybe larger groups, or like one group is in charge of one part of the project.
Okay.
One part of the robot, and then they all assemble it together.
Okay. Okay. What do you think would be a comfortable number with working with a kid like this? How many students do you think you could put in a group?
3.
I'm gonna say 2, maybe 4.
Okay, here 2, I hear 4, I hear 3. Okay, so working with this in the past, since this is a very hands-on activity, my suggestion would be no more than 3, but 2 is probably ideal. before everybody can't get their hands on something. You could have a materials manager, so one person could have a particular page and maybe pull out all the pieces for the one page and maybe put it at the bottom of the page or somewhere, and then maybe for the next page, and then there could be an assembler, somebody who goes through the pages and an assembler. You might have a cross-checker who goes back and cross-check the page with the pieces that have been put together to make sure that it's been built properly. There's a lot of system checks and balances that could be put in place for 3 to 4 people, but you want it to be hands-on, minds-on, because once the kids don't have anything to do, they're gonna make up things to do. and you don't want that, okay? All right, so question. So I know we started at 12. It's like 1 o'clock now, and we just finished building. How much time do we have? Because I know they still have to get some grub and all the other good stuff.
I'm sorry. No, you're fine. I knew you had to dip out at 1, so.
I mean, I have a little more time.
Okay. What did you want to cover something, and how long that would take?
I would like, if everybody's in agreement, to at least try to see how far we can get to 1:30.
1:30?
Because that's still the 90 minutes. But I know you guys have other training things to do.
Shonda's coming in at 1.
Oh, she's coming in at 1? Okay.
Instructions on how to make
that's in a couple minutes.
Yes, it's a couple minutes. You're off campus at 1?
Well, not me. I mean, I have to be somewhere at 2:30. So, but I know what Shauna's gonna do. That's gonna be hands-on too.
Yes.
So, we'll
I feel so bad. Yeah, I feel so bad.
All right. So.
And this is squeezed. This is
very condensed. So let's just try to.
Can we pick up where we left off when you come back?
I like how you see how you.
Next time you come for this training. And I find some money.
Let me think, because see, there was 2 things. I had a bot activity for you to do. I had a video game, and then which we won't have. I don't think
I know. I'm sorry, you all.
And then we have a programming
time.
Yeah. So either we try to do some basic programming, or we do the video game challenge. I don't know which. I mean,
what are you doing tomorrow?
Let me at least show you the programming screen, and then we can end off with a video game that has some of the similar criteria to programming the robots, okay? So, maybe. I'm sorry, but I'm glad to see you engaged about the robotics. Okay, so here is the program software. So along with the kids, separately you would purchase, or your school or whoever would purchase an NXT kit, and they have so they have a PC version, they have a Mac version. There's also a version that you can download off the internet. If you just type in NXT software, download, you can download a retail version for free. So here are the basics. So you have the basic screen. So when you open up the program initially, it'll look like this. And then you either open a program that you saved before, or you go to create a new program. So I've already created a new program, and then it'll start adding multiple tabs. So here's my first tab, put in .boss. If I wanted to do another one, you could title it whatever and just hit go, and it'll, if you notice, the tabs start developing towards the top. Okay, so take that out. So there's different commands that you can use. You have what's called a common palette. This is your most basic one. This is the one we're going to use today. And pretty much we're just going to use this. This icon stands for motion. So this helps this is the icon that represents motion for your bot to move. There is also an option for, that's not what I was trying to do. If I hover over it, it'll come up. So that's move. You can actually record sounds for the robots. So if you notice when one of them came on, you heard some music. You can also have different displays. There's just different things that you can do. Here's a more advanced palette. And it has those same ones from the common palette. Different actions that you can do. And if you hover over it, it'll pretty much, there's also sensors in there, and it'll tell you how to, to set up the icons. So this is basic because it's pretty much you just plop in an icon and tell the icon what to do, and then your program will pretty much run based in sequence according to the programs or the icons that you set up on your workboard here. So I'm gonna just delete that one. So as you plot things in, I'm gonna go back to the basic, just a common palette. Just work with my move icon. And you can drop down as many as you want. If you notice, when you click on one, you see all these different little icons and features that pop up. So this stands for your port. Your port represents those motors at the top. Remember, you saw A, you saw B, you saw C at the top of your bot. That's what these represent as well. So B and C are checked because if you finish building your bot, you were supposed to have a port and a motor in B and also in C. So you can adjust those if you want it. You can uncheck them. You can check them if you want, however. The direction that you want your bot to go in. So again, this one is highlighted. So we're just talking about the very first movement from the bot. Do you want it to go forward? Do you want it to go backwards? What do you want it to do? Do you want it to stop? And then after you do direction, you can also manipulate what kind of steering. Do you want the left motor to do more curving, to go to the right, to steer more? You have the flexibility to move that around. How much power do you want to come out of your little bot machine? Do you want it to have a lot of power, goes up to 100%, or you want it to be maybe a little bit more slow paced? So you have the options to move that. Here's where some of your math comes in. You have a duration. So how long, for just that one movement, how long do you want it to last? You have the option of doing degrees. So you can set up degrees, 360, you can change to 90, whatever you want it to do. You can do rotations, or you can have it to move 5 seconds. So that's your option. You can also, your next action right after this, do you want it to break, or do you want it to coast? Coast is just kind of like it just keeps moving on, stop gradually by itself. Break is a hard stop. So those are some basic things. You see, what do you notice here at the corner? BC, which BC would stand for what? Right, which translates to moving what?
To the left.
Those motors, the BC motors that's connected to your. And this, what does this stand for? Yep, it stands for your direction. It's right down here. What does that stand for? Power. Yep, the amount of power. And if you move it, if you notice, that moves. And then how about that one? What do you think that's going to do? Right, it has to do with your second. So say we change it to, I don't know, 50. Maybe I lied about that. So if you notice, the icon changes as I change what type of duration that I want it to have. Yeah, what measurement, what movement I have. So you can just keep setting them up back to back to back. Here's some basic features as well. If you want to start a new program, you can do that here. Or you can go back to your main home page and just click on create a new program, title it whatever you want to, and then click go. Other features basic to Microsoft, you can open a program that you already saved, save a program now, cut it, copy it, paste it, undo something you just did, all that good stuff that you normally do with Microsoft Word. So that's the basics. The other cool thing, when all else fails, if you go to this screen actually would, what happened to it? Let me go out and come back in. The other good thing is as soon as you start up, it has a getting started guide, and also it gives you an overview of how to walk through, just in case you need a refresher. And they also give you some basic builds and things over here on the side. So it comes with some pretty cool information once you guys visit it again. Since we don't have time to get to the game, I will send it to Crystal. You guys can write it down.
How long will it be?
Can we do 5 minutes?
Yes.
5 minutes. Okay. So with the Lightbot game,
15
okay.
minutes.
Could you get one of the ladies out at the front? Iman. Question. Yes.
If you wanted to, someone wanted to disassemble a robot,
yes,
like purchase from the store.
Yes.
Is it possible that it had the same functions as far as the ports? Do they all have ports, or?
It depends on how the bot's made.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see, we need a lot of help.
Oh.
Like everybody need help, yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna log back into the computers for you all
okay.
because the network was down and they had to do some special configurations and they worked some things out for us. All right, so with this game, Lightbot, they have actually Lightbot 1 and Lightbot 2. And the mission is, so here's the task at hand. This one is fine. So artificial intelligence, you have to program it. Remember we talked about robots and what they do. Either they can be programmed in advance or it can be like an on-demand kind of program. So with this, you're gonna have to program it in advance and run the robot to see if it actually moves in the way that the desired move that you want. Your task is to light up all the blue tiles in the factory by the command keys that you issue for the bot to implement. So what do we mean? So let's go back to the game. I'm gonna click play. And again, this is just teaching you the basics of programming. It's the similar concepts to what you would be doing if you were programming the bot. All right, so it likes to make a whole lot of noise. If you're using this with kids, be mindful because it has a whole bunch of these ads and pop-ups and stuff like that, so you want them to focus on the job at hand. So I'm gonna click on new game. So program your bot to move and light up the blue tiles. That's our goal in life. All right, so you have a basic scenery. You have the light bot here. How many spaces does it have to move before it gets to the blue box?
2.
Just 2 spots. Now, if you notice over here at the top, you have commands. So what do you think this command stands for? Forward. What does this one mean?
Turn.
Okay, this one? Okay.
Jump.
Yes. It means jump. What does that mean?
Light up. Help.
If you want to light up that blue tile, that's the icon that you would use. And then these two are function squares. If you notice, you have limited space in here. So if you want to build some type of pattern or sequence, you could build it down in here and then put in one of your function keys up here to facilitate that command, so to speak. So let's go ahead and try the first one. We can do it together and then you guys can try it in pairs in your groups. So you said we only need to go up how many spaces?
2.
2. So which icons would I use? Forward. You said 2 times?
Yeah.
Okay. And then anything else after that?
Then the light bulb.
And then the light bulb. All right, let's try it out and let's see. All right, round 1 is done. All right, let's go to round 2. Ooh, got a little obstacle in the way. What do we need to do? Move up 1.
Third button.
I'm hearing different things. What should we do?
The third button.
The third button?
Yeah.
Then do what?
And then forward drag.
Okay.
The second button.
No?
And then you're going forward, and then like,
We're going to try it and see. Good thing about it is you can try it, mess up and try it again.
Wait, that's not enough.
You want to try it?
I think we should
Let's try
try
it and see.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
Oh, not quite.
You gotta go up.
You need more forward buttons.
Okay, so we need some more forward buttons. Good thing about it is you can just get them out the way if you want to. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys try it. If you look at the bottom of your screen, at the bottom by the trash can. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, there you go. So click on the brake light. Click on the brake plate button. I mean the white one. Yeah, because it's like 10,000 pop-ups will come up. New game.
whatever I'm
Maybe once I figure out my schedule after this week, I'll come back and do a mini part 2 sign. Yeah, but this is, I mean,
Yeah.
I was in 2 hours before. I mean, because I looked. I didn't even get paid. This is crazy. It's like going through some hoops. You're gonna be working at home today?